Hello friends, in this video we will be flying to beautiful Bahamas. I'm going to show you around, especially the Paradise Island, show you the downtown area, the hotel we were staying in, and the water parks. Paradise Island, also called Atlantis, has beautiful attractions, water slides, many pools, and access to the beautiful beaches. On the property there is a wonderful aquarium called the Dig. I will tell you some legends and stories about Atlantis, and we will also visit the colorful carnival at the Marina Village. Before we begin this adventure, please don't forget to support my channel by liking this video and subscribing. Travel is my passion, and I love sharing stories and my experiences with you, as well as tips and tricks on things to do and what to expect at exotic destinations. And in this video, I will take you to the Bahamas on my family vacation. Officially known as a Commonwealth of the Bahamas, it consists of 3,000 islands in the Atlantic Ocean, located north of Cuba and east of Florida Keys. The capital and the largest city is Nassau, on the island of New Providence. The name Bahamas is actually Spanish and means shallow water. Bahamas was a British colony until 1973. And is now an independent nation. There are 2,200 miles of coastline in the Bahamas. The Bahamas were once a favorite place for pirates to hide their treasure. The first inhabitants of the Bahamas were the Taino people, who moved into the uninhabited southern islands from Hispaniola and Cuba sometime between 500 and 800 AD, having migrated there from the mainland South America. Christopher Columbus was the first European to see the islands, making his first landfall in the New World in 1492. Later, the Kingdom of Spain shipped the natives to Hispaniola and enslaved them there, after which the Bahama Islands were mostly deserted from 1513 until 1648, as nearly all native Bahamians have been forcibly removed for enslavement or had died of European diseases. Later, the Bahamas became a crown colony of the Kingdom of Great Britain in 1718. Now you can see the center in the downtown area of Nassau, that is about 15 minutes ride from the airport. Most hotels and resorts, as well as the Paradise Island, are located close to the center, although the taxi rides are rather expensive. For us to get a taxi from the airport to the Paradise Island or the Atlantis, that is only a 30 minutes ride, cost us more than $70. To get from downtown to the Paradise Island, you either have to cross the bridge by taxi and pay $40 or get a water taxi that costs about $10 to $15 a person each way. If you arrive by the cruise ship, there are a lot of bars and restaurants where you can get a bite to eat, as well as a lot of gift shops and souvenirs. And it is the cheapest way to buy souvenirs in downtown area. Their famous souvenir market is the Straw Market that is located right there in the center. And you should definitely try to negotiate the price on everything that you like to buy. You can easily pay with US dollars. And if you pay with a credit card, you will have a hefty tax added to your bill. Most service fees are already included at 18 or 20%. Now we're crossing the bridge to get to the Paradise Island. The territory of the island is called Atlantis, although it has multiple hotels that belong to Atlantis. It is a rather big island, so to go places, it's better to use the free shuttle. We stayed at Harborside, and if you're staying in the hotel on the island, the access to the water park and different areas, the beaches, it's all free. And if you're just visiting or maybe came with a cruise ship for one day, you will have to get transportation. And if you want to use the water park, the tickets are $360 a person per day. So it is not cheap, it's like Disneyland. So it's much more convenient to stay at the resort for a couple of days or for a week, depending on what arrangements you can make. And the Harborside is part of the timeshare, so we had a 2-bedroom apartment with a full kitchen, and there are grocery stores nearby, so you can buy food and cook it yourself. So this was our 2-bedroom apartment with a full living room, a nice kitchen with a full-size refrigerator, cookware, silverware, even china, washer and dryer, a nice balcony, 2 comfortable bedrooms with all the amenities. Places like this are great for families, although they can run from $500 to $1,000 a night. One thing that was extremely disappointing for my kids was the lack of internet. The free internet was only in the lobby, and if you wanted to connect your room to the internet services, it will cost you about $25 a day. But since you're on vacation, you should not be on the internet all day anyway, and you should enjoy the beautiful water park, the beach, and the whole Atlantis Resort because there are a lot of activities. What I wanted to mention about the hotel is beware that the water can be smelly, and it's not recommended to drink it out of the tap. Bring reusable bottles with filters, and it's also great to pack a Brita water pitcher that can be good for any drinks and coffee. Alcoholic beverages start with $15 per drink, but you can also buy rum and other alcohol on the island at the liquor shops. That is very inexpensive and can save you a lot of money. They make local rum and it is delicious. Harborside Hotel is a walking distance from the Marina Village, and it has a lot of little shops, beautiful marina, all kinds of food places, ice cream, and souvenir shops. Although the souvenirs and any clothes that you buy at the Marina Village are pretty pricey compared to downtown area of Nassau. So it's worthwhile to get a water taxi to the main island and get your souvenirs. The most popular seafood on the island is conch, and you should try conch salad if you go to the main island downtown that I showed you before. There is no income or sales tax for Bahamas residents. Majority of the government revenue comes from tariffs and import fees. Tourism makes about 40 to 45% of the nation's economy. It has excellent beaches, flora, fauna, and many recreational and resort facilities. Only 30 of the total 700 islands in the Bahamas are inhabited. The Bahamas have a magnificent underwater cave system, so if you're a diver, this is something fun to do. And here at the Atlantis, there is a big casino at the Royal Hotel, and gambling is legal for visitors only. Every year, millions of visitors to the country spend billions of dollars. The average cost per day of staying on the island varies depending on the season and location. You can expect to spend between $30 and $400 per day during your visit to the island. The Bahamian dollar is equal to US dollar, and you can easily use the US dollars across the island as they are freely accepted as cash. And if you're staying in one of the hotels, you can pretty much charge any of your purchases and food to your hotel room. When you're entering the Royal Hotel of the Atlantis, it's like entering the tropical haven. The super resort promises paradise with its mesmerizing beauty of the Bahamas and a spectacular variety of amenities. It offers accommodations ranging from all-suite luxury and 5-star residential homes to 4-star hotels simply built for family fun. An average couple will pay between $525 and $825 per day, which equates to $4,700 to $5,000 a week. A family of 4 will spend about $900 to $1,700 daily, which equates to $9,100 per week. Atlantis offers special packages for couples or families, and for a family in 2025, expect rates from $300 to $1,700 per night, depending on the season and availability. There is also the most expensive suite that is situated between the two buildings. The suite is 4,000 square feet and has a minimum stay of 4 nights. This lavish suite has a waiting list that could take years for your name to come up. The Bridge Suite is rumored to cost somewhere between $25,000 and $40,000 per night. Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, George Bush, Bill Gates, and Oprah Winfrey stayed in the suite. The resort was opened in 1968 and it has 3,805 rooms. But of course, the most popular attraction at the resort is the water park that welcomed 1.81 million visitors in 2019. It is the largest water park in the Caribbean that covers 141 acres and utilizes 20 million gallons of water to fuel the energy, excitement, and entertainment at Aqua Adventure. The 6-story tall Mayan temple is home to several water slides, including the Leap of Faith, which plunges nearly vertically from 18 meters or 60 feet into the pool that is filled with sharks. Of course, it is the illusion and the areas are separated, but it is still very cool and can be scary. Atlantis is home to the world's largest open-air marine habitat. The habitat includes 250 marine species, 50,000 marine animals, 14 lagoons, and 8 million gallons of salt water. The species that live there include sharks, barracuda, rays, eels, piranha, and even an endangered alligator. Dolphin Cay is home to a 14-acre marine habitat for rescued bottlenose dolphins, manta rays, and sea lions. If you wanted to have a close-up experience with the dolphins, you'll have to pay extra. Atlantis has more than 20 swimming areas and 14 refreshing distinctive pools. The mile-long Rapids River tube ride is the longest river in the Bahamas and features drops of up to 7 feet. Although Atlantis is not an all-inclusive resort, it still includes free access to water park, all the pools, beaches, marine habitats, health club, movie theater, and much more. It also includes access to the aquarium that is called the Dig. This attraction simulates the 11,000-year-old, long-lost continent of Atlantis, and its goal is to make guests feel as though they're living in that famous city. Atlantis guests can snorkel with lobster and snap in the ruins lagoon's colorful reef. You can even feed and touch stingrays in a shallow sandy lagoon. Founded in 2005, the Atlantis Blue Project Foundation is a nonprofit organization dedicated to saving sea species in their habitats. Many of the resort's fee-based experiences and programs go to support the Blue Project Foundation. Atlantis features 6 beaches with over 5 miles of white sand, and it is absolutely beautiful. The sand was very soft to the touch, no small rocks or shells, so you can easily walk into the water. There were some big underground rocks that you should be careful of, but overall, the water was warm and very comforting. The story of Atlantis was created more than 2,000 years ago by the ancient Greek philosopher Plato, and to this day it captures people's imagination. It's a great myth. It has a lot of elements that people love to fantasize about. Plato told the story of Atlantis around 360 BC. The founders of Atlantis, he said, were half god and half human. They created a utopian civilization and became a great naval power. The home was made of islands separated by wide moats and linked by a canal that penetrated to the center. The lush islands contained gold, silver, and other precious metals, supported an abundance of rare, exotic wildlife. There was a great capital city in the center island. The legend of Atlantis is a story about immoral, spiritual people who lived in a highly advanced utopian civilization. But they became greedy and morally bankrupt, and the gods became angry because the people had lost their way and turned to immortal pursuits. And as punishment, the gods sent one terrible night of fire and earthquakes that caused Atlantis to sink into the sea. Today, the idea of a lost ancient civilization known as Atlantis is largely contained in the realm of conspiracy theories, with most reputable historians agreeing that Plato's original story was just a myth and a warning to his fellow citizens about the dangers of unregulated military expansion, particularly through naval power. Of course, Atlantis continues to appear in films, television shows, novels, and video games. It is featured heavily in Aquaman, for instance, as well as the cult classic Disney film Atlantis: The Lost Empire. There are naturally still those who believe Atlantis once existed, and its rumored location has been placed all across the globe, including the Mediterranean Sea, the Atlantic Ocean, mainland Europe, at the end of Bimini Road in the Bahamas, and the Bermuda Triangle, to name a few. The lost city of Atlantis, real or not, has remained a point of public fascination for a reason. Few stories have impacted the world so much. The Dig at Atlantis in the Bahamas is regarded as the world's largest recreation of the mythical Atlantis. It consists of 15 chambers and is meant to imitate a 600-foot-long archaeological dig in search of signs of the lost ancient city. The dig is located beneath the Atlantis Resort and features various species of tropical fish and exotic sea creatures. If you time your visit right, you can participate in the interactive Touch Tank Aquarium, where you can experience touching conch, starfish, sea urchins, sea cucumbers, crabs, and horseshoe crabs. The dig is unlike anything that you have ever seen before and is truly unique to the Atlantis Resort. During your visit, you should also check out the Marina Village and its festivals. At least once a week, you can see the procession with a lot of music and dancing, and it is a lot of fun, so don't miss it. Please stay and watch it till the end. And also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, leave any comments and questions below, and I always try to respond to your feedback. Thank you, and I will see you soon.